Smithsonian's Sackler and Freer Museums of Asian Art, which are currently hosting a 6-week-long exhibition of Mughal paintings, organized a day-long celebration of Indian art and culture on Saturday, August 11th. Indian Ambassador to the United States, Nirupama Rao, inaugurated the Inspired by India Festival by lighting a lamp in a traditional ceremony in honor of India's Independence Day celebrated on August 15th. Thousands attended the festival, which featured a number of performing art shows and exhibitions. The corresponding exhibition, Worlds Within Worlds Imperial Paintings from India and Iran, will be on until September 16th at the Sackler Gallery of Art.
I'd like to welcome you this afternoon to the Arthur Sackler Gallery as we celebrate our recently opened exhibition, Worlds Within Worlds, Imperial Paintings from India and Iran. Though this is a celebration of art and beauty, it would be remiss of me if I failed to mention the tragedy that befell the Sikh community in Wisconsin last week. This Inspired by India celebration was planned ages ago to celebrate India's diversity. The diverse Indian community is now very much part of the American tapestry, another world within world. Let's just take a moment to mourn with those who lost friends, family, and loved ones. Let's talk a little bit about Worlds Within Worlds. I said it's a small exhibition, but without any hesitation, I can tell you that this is one of the greatest assemblages of Persian and Indian Mughal paintings that you will see anywhere.
It's wonderful to be back at the Sackler Gallery. I'm coming back after a number of years. I used to be quite a frequent visitor here when I used to be at the embassy in my earlier tenure as Minister for Cultural Affairs, and that's when I got to know Dr. Milo Beach, and I really feel we should all celebrate and acknowledge his tremendous contribution to the understanding of Indian art in this country. This is a beautiful exhibition to be present at for all of us, Worlds Within Worlds, which in many ways I think also describes what India is. I think the art of India, the influences that came to India from outside, and the way we were able to assimilate and adapt and to create our own expression, artistic expression from that, is what makes Indian culture and civilization so special. And I'm glad that today at this exhibition, today at this Inspired by India, I've been tweeting about it also, this Inspired by India events that you have today, you're looking at the traditional and you're also looking at the modern. I served in China, and this is just on a lighter note, I served in China for a few years, and every Chinese I met thought that every woman, Indian woman, could dance, and I'm one of those who can't. And especially when it came to Bollywood dancing, and that every man could use a computer. So, every Indian man, that is. So these are stereotypes, I think, that we deal with. I'm an Indian woman who can use a computer, I think. But I can't dance. But today, when we have the partnership that we speak about all the time between India and the United States, we must understand that there should be even more meaning and substance imparted to this partnership because of our common democratic traditions, and because I believe the basic soul of the United States is to embrace ideas from outside and to absorb and to assimilate, just as India has for all these millennia. In that sense, we are so alike, both our countries, and I hope this process of learning and I always call it a process of enlightenment also, will continue, and that through that process we can understand each other better. And I'd like to commend Dr. Raby, Deborah Diamond, and their team for imagining this event, for inspiring us with what they're doing, and enabling us, therefore, to learn about a great civilization, the civilization of India. Thank you.
Well, first, welcome to the Freer and Sackler Galleries, which together constitute the National Museum of Asian Art in the United States. And we're really excited that we have this extraordinary exhibition called World Within Worlds, which is looking at court painting from the Mughal court as well as the Timurid court of Persia. And these are the highlights of our amazing collections of Persian and Mughal paintings. Something we're really proud of. This is our 25th anniversary of the Sackler Gallery, and so to celebrate it, we brought out all of our greatest Mughal treasures. One of the reasons why we brought these two schools of painting together, these two court cultures together, is that in fact they are historically related. The Mughals very proudly claimed descent from the Timurids, and they were inspired by the Timurid love of the book arts and Persian language and culture. But the other reason is that by looking at Mughal paintings in juxtaposition at Timurid paintings, we can see how truly Indian they are. I mean, they're much more diverse and heterogeneous in terms of the styles, the subjects, and the places they look at. So we have, of course, portraits here that represent the emperors projecting their power, but we also have Persian translations of Hindu texts, court paintings of Mary, Jesus, and Noah, images that show the Venetian, the Italian, and the Chinese things that were collected at court. These were world rulers. They were connected to the world. They were so tolerant. They were open. They were intellectually curious. And they created an incredibly new style, I mean, in terms of naturalism and capturing the appearance of things. And juxtaposing that with Timurid works really sets off what's quite special about the Mughal period and the court culture. Actually, we've been calling this an all-highlight exhibition because we only have it up for 7 weeks. And because we're celebrating our anniversary, we brought out all the really great ones. I mean, I'm particularly really excited that we have 3 of the 4 allegorical portraits that were ever commissioned by the Emperor Jahangir in the first half of the 17th century. And these are really amazing portraits because they're highly naturalistic. You get a sense of Jahangir as a sort of a fragile, aging body, but at the same time they're filled with symbols of power, and they're allegories of his desires. His political relationships with Iran, for example, are expressed in 2 paintings in a way that is totally unprecedented in Indian art. Well, today, in order to celebrate the exhibition, we're having a day called Inspired by India. So we're not only featuring the exhibition and tours of the exhibition, but also performative and living traditions. So we have Kathak dance, we have Bollywood dance classes. You can hear just in the distance some classical flute and tabla, and many programs for children. A wonderful professional storyteller telling stories of Akbar and Birbal, so it'll be very fun and jolly. And also programs where you can make art, such as the Raksha Bandhan Rakhi tying workshop, and of course getting henna and bindi. I think the exhibition for us was relatively quick. It took about a year. But the catalog, the book that accompanies this, which is called Imperial Image, was in the works for many years. And that book by our former director, Milo Beach, will be a classic in terms of Mughal art historical scholarship. And then our staff pulled together just over the last couple of months to make today in honor of Indian Independence Day. Well, this is a short exhibition, but it's really popular. So I figure about 150,000 people will attend this exhibition. We've been helped certainly by the Indian Embassy. The ambassador was here today to kick off the day with a lamp lighting, and also the State Bank of India. We're totally grateful. In October of 2013, we're hosting a blockbuster, the world's first art exhibition about the history and meanings of yoga. So yoga is so important, so embedded within Indian culture across religions and across periods for 2 millennia, and incredibly beautiful and profound artworks. We collected from all over the world, from 25 lenders, India, Europe, and the United States, to bring together to tell a story that is sometimes very familiar and sometimes very surprising. I've been working on that with about 10 scholars over the last 4 years. That starts in October 2013, and what we're really looking at is how can we use objects and artworks to better understand the past? How was yoga interwoven into Indian culture, into Hindu traditions, but also Buddhist, Jain, and Sufi traditions in India? And we look at the history all the way up to the early 20th century, when great teachers in India like Swami Krishnamacharya Kuvalyananda and Vivekananda helped reformulate and reshape the yoga that we can all practice today.
The reaction has been overwhelming. We have had lines from morning. We are serving basically mango lassis and different charts and chicken tikka makhani. So I think the response has been very, very good. To give you some background, I came here in 1985 to organize the Festival of India. That time there were 5 Indian restaurants in town. Today there are over 100 Indian restaurants, so we have come a long way. We have also done various festivals with the Smithsonian, like the Silk Road Festival, we did the Bhutanese Festival. So I've been working with the Smithsonian for quite some time now. People have a wrong notion that food is all hot and spicy. You can have abundance of spices, but not necessarily, you can keep the heat away. Our aim is to educate people on Indian cuisine, and that's what we've been doing all these years, letting people know what's Indian food.